Every man is going to go through a heartbreak at some point in his life, likely several different times. And from my personal experience, I've been through several heartbreaks, and each one of these, the older I get, the more I go through these heartbreaks, the better I am at understanding what I need to do to heal from this and to ultimately become a better man at the end of it. And so in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about how to heal after a breakup. I've got 5 different bullet points in front of me, and number 3 is arguably going to be the most important one moving forward, as that is where you develop into a new and better man. So that way, if your ex does come back later down the road, and this is likely going to be several months, or if you meet someone new, you are not going to be the same man that you were, which led you to getting broken up with in the first place. I am somebody that is very big on taking extreme ownership. Jocko Willink even has a book like that called Extreme Ownership. Even if it's not my fault, I will look for something that I did that I can say was my fault, simply because if I can find something to improve on, then I can become a better man. So if you're somebody right now that is too afraid to let your ego get pushed to the side or hurt, and you're not willing to do the work necessary to become a better man, you really shouldn't watch this video, and you're going to end up getting broken up with for the same reasons moving forward. However, if you're going through pain right now, or you're just looking to learn how to become a better man, I am going to help you in this video. In fact, it's this process that I follow, which is why I started getting into coaching men in the first place, because I want to help men avoid the pain that I've been in and help you become a better man. Number 1 is going to be going no contact the entire time. So if you've ever heard of no contact, this is basically where there's some of these other relationship coaches that say I'm not going to name names, but you should do no contact for 30 days or 60 days. That's bullshit. No contact, it's considered a strategy to get your ex back, but it's more of like a way of living. Dating is a negotiation. You want sex and romance, and your now ex-girlfriend just wants to be friends, or she met someone else who doesn't want to be with you. So no contact is a way of living. You two are not at an agreement anymore of sex and romance. So you have absolutely no reason to speak from that point forward, because there's a deal can't be made. No contact, meaning you will never speak to this girl again for the rest of your life, ever. She broke up with you, and you're the prize. So she needs to be the one to come back around in the future if she wants to fix this. Now, this space away from her will slowly help you over time, and this is why no contact, I think, is arguably the most important, because if you're broken up with and it's classified as a breakup, meaning you two had an emotional bond together and you were together for a long time, this time apart is going to naturally cause your brain to compartmentalize the breakup, and that pain you're feeling is going to lessen over time. You might still care for this girl. I can look back at all my ex-girlfriends and be like, yeah, I know every single one of them, and I want the best for all of them. But I'm not in love with them anymore. Don't talk to them. You can either block them on social media or hide their accounts. Whatever you need to do, you cannot talk to them or look at their social media. If you can, have you ever heard that quote, out of sight, out of mind? That is the fastest way for your brain to get rid of this person, so that way you can heal faster. If you can't see your ex-partner over time, you're just going to slowly stop thinking about them. That's always worked for me. Some people might say that, blocking or hiding them, is immature, but if it helps you, bro, do it. They left you, and if you have to do what you need to do to feel better, then fucking do it. Number 2, in order to break the emotional bond that you had with this girl, other than having the time away from her and not speaking to her, you need to feel it to heal it. This is where, if you're a man, men are generally raised to not feel their emotions. I can be a very emotional man. I was born with my mom, so I'm naturally good with women, which means that I'm just more in my emotions for like a typical man. And I can tell you right now, there is nothing wrong with being emotional if you need to. The way the nervous system processes feelings and pain, like if you want to cry, Your body's telling you to fucking cry. It's your nervous system's way of saying, dude, I need you to do this so I can push this bad energy out of my body and make you feel better. Feel it to heal it just means if you want to cry, then you need to cry. If you want to get angry and yell or punch something, then fucking do it. Do it either by yourself, or if you have like a group of male friends and they will allow you to vent, go to those male friends. Do not bring your problems about this breakup to women. Women get turned off by men who are overly emotional. This is why you either need to do it by yourself, or you need to go and find a group of friends, or you can go down the therapy route. I used to think in the past that therapy was just kind of like weak and pointless, because I know that, well, if I talk to somebody, I'm going to be doing the same thing in therapy. I'm talking about my problems. I know that that's my way of my body processing. Therapy is designed, at least Coach Craig Kenneth, for example, he's a psychotherapist where he's going to ask you questions to get you to answer them. And by you answering these questions, you're processing what's actually happening. I used to think that therapy was weak, and you know what? I even went to therapy after my recent breakup. I went a couple times, and I stopped going because what I was trying to learn was ultimately about attachment styles, about anxious, secure, avoidant, because I wanted to understand, okay, this was my behavior and this was my ex-girlfriend's behavior. Where do we fall along the lines of attachment styles? And come to find out, I was in the notorious avoidant or anxious avoidant trap. I was anxious. I wanted more time with her. And this, all of attachment styles comes down to how you were raised by your parents. So this is something that you can fix. It is fluid. You can become anxious or secure or avoidant, but you have to do the work to, like, if you want to become secure, that's where we all want to be. You got to put in the work, bro, and it's fucking tough. But you got to do it. And I can look back now and be like, yeah, you know what? That behavior would have pushed any woman away, because if you understand masculine and feminine roles, an anxious guy that's always trying to spend time with his girlfriend is displaying feminine characteristics. That's going to naturally push any woman away, whether she's secure or avoidant or anxious. It doesn't matter. But if you understand attachment styles, I wanted more closeness, more time together. She wanted more time by herself. I say this, let women come to you at their own pace. If I knew to let her come to me when she wanted to see me, it's very likely that we wouldn't have broken up. Now, granted, I'm not saying that was the reason itself for the breakup, but the time together and apart is ultimately the big factor leading up to a breakup if you're caught in this anxious avoidant trap. Depending on how long you're with somebody, this heartbreak you're going to go through, it's going to take months, bro. I typically get to a point where I'm ready to date other women around the 3-month mark. Some people, it could be around that, or it could be much later. It just depends on how well you are at processing your emotions. Women tend to move on from relationships much faster because women are naturally better processing their emotions than men are. Women can just, find another partner much faster than men can anyway. So women are basically gifted when it comes to getting over a heartbreak compared to like men. But that's just life. That's just being a man. No one said it was easy. But you're going to notice that over time, you're going to go through phases. You're going to be sad. Then you're going to get like angry. And then you're going to start like thinking about the relationship like, oh, that was good, but that was bad. And then you're going to get sad. And then you're going to get angry. And then one day you're going to be like, I don't even know if this hurts anymore. That's where we're trying to get. Once you get to that point where you're like, you know what? That relationship, that's in the past. I miss her. And some of the stuff that we had together, it sucks I don't have it, but if she comes back, great. If not, okay, I'm moving on. You will still have periods where you're going to get sad, mad, depressed, angry. Like, that's still going to happen. This isn't just going to go away from my experience until you find a new girl that you can form a new emotional bond with. Then you're going to stop thinking about the ex-girlfriend. But that's just from my experience. But you're just to know that once you hit that point where you're like, okay, you know what, I'm ready to date other women, that means you've reached the last stage of grief, because everyone has to go through a grieving process. Believe it or not, this girl that broke up with you will start grieving that relationship, which is a loss, later down the road. You're going to be in shock at first. She's going to feel relief. Like, yeah, I'm not in a breakup. And you're like, oh, do this. Or I'm not in a relationship. And you're like, what the fuck? I wanted this forever. And the tables are either going to meet or they're going to flip. That's what happens. Can't skip grieving. Everyone has to experience a loss at some point in time. This is why exes tend to come back, because they're experiencing that separation anxiety that they didn't think they were going to feel to begin with. Little fun fact. Now, number 3, use the pain to grow by learning new pickup, dating, and relationship skills. Number 3 is arguably going to be the most important one out of all of this, okay? You will not become a better man for your ex-girlfriend or the next girl that you meet if you do not work on yourself. If you go and watch any like no contact or get your ex back videos, you will see men that will say something like, dude, it's been a year. I don't think she's coming back. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. This is miserable. You don't want to be that fucking guy. That's embarrassing. He doesn't think he's able to live a better life because this girl broke up with him. Dude, women come and go in your life all the fucking time. Relationships, for the most part, don't work out. Some of them do, but majority of them don't. I have dated women on both hands. This is why I can say that. If you want to keep a girlfriend for as long as you possibly can, you have to be willing to work on yourself. Listen to what I'm saying. Don't be a fucking idiot that doesn't do anything and just sits around and watches no contact videos. Let me go through these points. Use the pain to learn new pickup, dating, and relationship skills. You need to study or work with coaches like myself, read books, listen to audiobooks, take courses, watch YouTube videos. The reason why we want to go so heavy in learning new skills, and I mean, like, if you're going to read a book or listen to an audiobook, or go through a course, I'm not telling you to read it one time and then never touch it again. I've got books right now, 3% Man by Corey Wayne, Atomic Attraction. These are books that I've listened to at least 7 times each at this point in time. Human brain retains about 10 to 30% of information through each like read or audio. If you understand neuro-linguistic programming, which is NLP, there's auditorial, kinesthetic, and then visual. Men, for the most part, are visual. Women are more auditorial because women respond better to words, men respond better to visual. That's why I like watching videos. However, when it comes to audiobooks or reading books, you're gonna have to read this book like 10 to 15 times in order to retain everything. You will not become a better person until you can basically teach a course on all of this stuff that you're reading. This is why I'm able to coach men on what to do moving forward when it comes to pick up dating, relationships, and attraction between men and women, and just other life skills. Because I've studied all this stuff and I've went out and fucking practiced all of this stuff. You will not become a better man until you learn this and then you change your mindset and actually go out and start practicing it. Your ex comes back in like a month, 2 months, or 3 months, or 4 months, and you haven't done any of this shit, you're going to be the exact same person, and that ex-girlfriend is going to end up breaking up with you yet again. And what hurts worse than the first heartache? Going through a fucking second one. Do you really want that to be you, dog? No, you don't. Can you see how fucking fired up I am when I'm talking about this? I'm getting like angry just talking about this, because all of these men out here that are choosing to not do work and just live in self-pity and disappointment because their girl left them, when they could just learn to become a better man and live a better fucking life. It makes me so mad to see these men. That's embarrassing. That is not a man. That's a fucking child. If I get demonetized for this, whatever, dude. I don't even have that. I don't have a whole ton of subscribers like some of these other guys do. Like Corey Wayne's about to hit 600,000. I'm nowhere close to that. So books, Corey Wayne's 3% Man, Atomic Attraction. Bro, let me pull up my little my audio files for you guys real fast right here, and I'll go through the books that I've got. Let's go. Quotes and Ruminations, Contemplations, Volume 1 and 2 by Corey Wayne. The Dating Playbook for Men by Andrew Freebie. How to Be a 3% Man by Corey Wayne. Conversation Casanova by Dave Peretta. I'm not even done with that one yet. That's basically just learning how to cold approach girls, and I already know how to do that. Atomic Attraction by Christopher Canwell. Why Women Deserve Less. The Book of Numbers. The Rational Male by Rollo Tomasi. That's a red pill book. I recommend like reading it, but I don't agree with fully going down the red pill side. And then we've got No More Mr. Nice Guy by Dr. Robert Glover. The Way of the Superior Man. Every man needs to read. And then we got Models by Mark Manson. The Untethered Soul. And then Mastering Yourself, The Power of Now. These are all books that I've read to help me understand how to live in the moment, or better pick up dating and relationship skills, or how attraction between men and women work. I am a serious fucking student of trying to become a better man when it comes to my partner. Business life I've studied business skills my entire life, but I've never studied personal relationship skills. I've always thought I was just natural when it came to talking and dating women. But I'm learning so much that I didn't know before, and I can now look back at my behavior with my ex-girlfriend or any of my girlfriends and be like, yeah, dude, that's what I did, and I had every reason to get broken up with. I've taken a course from Coach Craig Kenneth. It's his it's the only course that he has, but it's basically like a therapeutic course. There's videos and then there's questions and art stuff that it's basically designed to help you go into your subconscious mind to help you figure out like attachment styles. Because I've been cheated on in my past, I naturally have trust issues, and my dad cheated on my mom. That's naturally going to cause trust issues if a girlfriend of mine goes out and I don't hear from her. But this course is to help you understand that, listen, if this girl hasn't displayed anything that resembles the fact that she's going to cheat on you, you have no need to worry. This is what I mean. It takes deep work and it's tough, bro, but you got to do it. I want to make this clear. Do not take advice from friends or family unless you know that they have studied and applied pickup, dating, and relationship skills, or skills when it comes to attraction between men and women. If you look at most relationships out there in the world right now, how many of these relationships involve two happy people? Not a whole lot of them. Corey Wayne even says that. In the 3% Man book, he's got a chapter that's specifically dedicated to not taking advice from your friends or family. Why? Because they will tell you to do something such as, well, you should break no contact and send them what's a big, like a clean slate message, which is something that I guess gets passed around a bunch. And because all of a sudden, if she broke up with you, but you send her a clean slate message like, hey, I understand my behavior is not acceptable, and you know what, I wish you the best of luck. If you want to work on this in the future, reach out. I'm going to become a better man. Sending something stupid like that is only going to further give her the ick, because she wanted to get away from you. And what are you doing? You're showing her, listen, I'm trying to prove to you that I'm becoming a better man, and if you want to give me another chance, your highness, please, hopefully I'll do better this time around. You don't need to fucking prove anything to anybody. If you do the work like I'm telling you to do right now, you are naturally going to become a better man, and women will pick up on that, especially if she knows who you were before. Breaking no contact to send like a clean slate message or something stupid like that your friends or family will tell you to do, or doing like a grand gesture, well, you should send her like a big bouquet of flowers at her work and buy her chocolate. Don't do that, stupid. Coaches like myself that go out of their way every day to learn, to teach, and to study stuff like this because it works. People like myself, coaches like myself, when we start identifying patterns are repeatable. Women and men do the same things, which result in the same outcomes. And because we pick up on that, we can teach people what to do and what not to do to achieve similar results. Your friends or family, if they don't study that, will never be able to pick up on those patterns. Number 4. Use that pain as a driver to work on yourself in the gym. If you are a man right now that is overweight, skinny, and does not go to the gym, bro, you need to get the fuck in the gym. Start watching YouTube videos on how to work out. You do not need to buy a whole bunch of supplements to make you think you're going to get bigger, stronger. You're not. I'm at the point now where I take a bunch of supplements and steroids because I've been working out for over 15 years. And being in a wheelchair, I need my arms, my shoulders and chest to be as big as I can be to make my life and getting around easier. Do you need steroids? No, but I happen to take them. 75% of Americans, I believe is the statistics, are overweight. So if you're going to compete with other men to get a girl that you want when you start learning social skills and talking to new women, if you're overweight, bro, you're already going to lose to someone like me. And this is me telling you that even though I'm in a wheelchair, I have no problem when it comes to talking and dating other women. But if you're going to be fat, skinny, or obese, I fucking look better than you, and my social skills are better than yours, so I'm going to get that woman every single time, assuming the attraction or her interest in you and me is the same. Because attraction is handled by Mother Nature. You might like one girl, I might like that girl, and she might not like you, but she might like me. This is why we need to practice social skills, and this is why I have videos talking about how to do this and why you're going to get rejected by 99% of women. Going back to the gym to get back on topic, you working out is going to build your body. You're going to become more confident as a man, and that is the number one characteristic that women look for in a man is confidence. Confidence, leadership, and safety, okay? But confidence is the number one thing women look for. When you start building a better body, you're naturally going to start becoming more confident and cocky. That's going to project you as a man much higher in a woman's eyes, even if you've never spoken to her. Once you start working out and you've established a routine and you start seeing gains, yeah, then fix your diet, then start taking supplements. You won't really notice anything until like 3 months down the road. But if you don't know how to work out, you don't need to spend money on a personal trainer. Just watch YouTube videos and take notes on different workouts and then go into the gym and then do those workouts, figure out what it is you like. So, for example, there's upper lower body splits. When I used to powerlift, it was, we would do chest, legs, back, thighs, legs, and then like shoulders. So you'd hit legs twice. Ideally, you want to hit the same muscle group twice in 1 week for maximum gains. If you want abs, if you're eating like dog shit, like you eat McDonald's every day, you can eat McDonald's every day. But you need to be in a calorie deficit. Meaning if your goal is if your natural, like a normal diet is 2,000 calories, if you eat 1970, you're going to lose weight over time because you're in a calorie deficit. And then you're going to start losing fat. You don't need to be on a fancy diet like a meat diet or a keto diet or whatever fucking diets are out there, pescatarian or vegan. As long as you're in a calorie deficit, you're going to lose weight. Now, if you're someone like me who's paralyzed, the way I sit naturally makes it look like I have a stomach and I can't use my abs, so my insides are trying to come out. So I, unfortunately, can't do anything about this. That's why I wear bigger clothes, like bigger shirts, because I found out that the brand I wear, Dark Sport, I buy the oversized shirts. They're just bigger fitting. I get a lot of compliments on them, and you can't see my stomach as much. It's nice. Number 5, last one. This is typically going to come around, like I said, for me, 3 months. It could be later for you. You're going to get to a point where you feel ready to start dating again. And then you want to start meeting new women and going on dates with them. I am going to encourage you not to start dating or talking to new women immediately after a breakup. If you're still in a tremendous amount of pain from that breakup, you are going to project that onto the woman and you're going to push these other girls away. And then what could be something great down the road is going to become nothing because the girl's going to pick up on the fact that you're just being a weak, little, needy, insecure bitch because you're going through a heartbreak. But once you get to a point where you naturally start feeling better, and you will, and one day you're going to wake up and be like, man, I do feel kind of good. At that point, then you should go and start meeting other women. And this is where learning social skills and pickup skills comes in handy, especially if you're in a long-term relationship. Going and meeting girls is not hard. Talking to girls is not hard. But getting over that fear of rejection, if you haven't done it in a long time, that's what's fucking hard. And to this day, I know that I can go up to any girl and say something, no problem, but I still get that fear of rejection if I sit there and think about how I'm going to do it. I have videos on my channel that'll tell you what I do, and then you can just go and watch other guys if you want to learn from other men. You might not be able to learn something from me, but you can learn something from someone else. Or you can learn something from me that you can't learn from somebody else. This is why it makes sense to study multiple coaches, because somebody can always teach you something in a way that you understand. And then right here, last one to end the video, guys. Once you reach that last stage where you're going out and meeting new women, at this point in time, it's now a waiting game before your ex comes back or you meet a new girl who's going to become the love of your life. Once you reach that last stage, continue to work on yourself, and your ex is either going to come back or you'll meet someone new down the road. Not everybody's going to hear from their exes. Statistics show that it's about 50% of people will. If it was a good relationship and you were just insecure and you over pursued like I did the last one, you likely will hear from that ex down the road. But if you like cheated, you hurt her, or you did like some manipulative, like real bad shit, you likely won't hear from her again. Or if she went off and like monkey branched or cheated on you, there's so many different scenarios that could play out. But this is why I'm saying, once you get to that point where you can start dating other women, start dating other women, because what that's going to do is that's going to shift your focus from your ex-girlfriend onto these new women. And then what's going to happen is your ex-girlfriend, if she comes back, it's going to be out of fucking nowhere, and you're going to get to a point where you're like, well, I didn't think I was ever going to hear from you again. Once you get to that point, that means your emotions are detached. You're not gonna like freak out when that happens. That's where we want to be. This is how to heal after a breakup. This is step by step, guys. I encourage you, please go back and watch this video on step number 3. I remember I went off and got heated on that. That is so important for you to become a better man. Do not waste this opportunity. Going through a heartbreak is the biggest like rocket or propeller to become a better man, because we will do more to avoid pain than we will to gain pleasure. This is why people who usually get broken up with become a better person than the person that did the breaking up with, because the person that got broken up with is in a tremendous amount of pain, and in order to get out of that pain, you have to learn new skills and become a better person. Please go back and watch that, dude. That is so important, guys. I want that for you so bad, to become a better man. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to work with me in a one-on-one coaching environment, I am running a 50% off special for a limited time. Link in the description for you to book a call with me. I really want to help you avoid the shit that I've been through. And if you like this video, guys, check out this one right here. You're going to like that one as well. And guys, I will see you in the next one.